You've probably been hearing about these dopamine detoxes, right? No phone, no screen time, no sugar, no porn, no fun. That's not a dopamine detox. We're not trying to quit dopamine. We're trying to rewire how we get it. So if you're a guy who ever feels numb, feels anxious, addicted to your screen, you can't seem to focus anymore, this video is for you. Because a genuine dopamine detox does restore your relationship with dopamine, not to get rid of it. Let's dive in. My name is Dr. Gregory Donahue, and this is Zen for Men. Men's mental health put into action. Real, practical change. If you're here, you probably have more questions about men's mental health, or maybe about relationships in general. That's why I wrote the book, Get Out of Your Head and Start Living, your survival guide to men's mental health. It's the fundamentals of the how-to question. When someone told me to be more empathetic, to self-regulate better, or to be more self-aware, this is how I got from no skill to feeling competent, confident, and comfortable in my mental health. I will put a link to that book in the description below. So here's the problem. Your dopamine system is probably fried. Dopamine isn't a villain, it's a motivation chemical. In 2025, most guys are chasing fake dopamine hits, simulations. I know I was chasing porn instead of intimacy, YouTube shorts instead of actually creatively building something in my life, DoorDash instead of just cooking my own damn meal. The result is I often feel less pride, and oftentimes I'll even feel shame. I feel even bored with life. Nothing seems to stimulate me in the same way. Always reach for what's easy, not for what I want to be doing, things that I'm proud of, things that I would post on social media instead of watching other people do that stuff. That's not burnout. It's just a broken reward system. In modern times, we have access to things that will spike our dopamine more than anybody has ever had access to. So rates of addiction and depression are naturally higher because we fell into these dopamine traps, oftentimes without even realizing what we were doing. What's the problem with a few video games? What's the problem with a little more phone time? When this technology first came out, it seemed like a miracle, and it is. And it seemed like the solution to so many of our problems. We're drawn to it, it's exciting, it even connects us with other people. The problem is in how our brain, and specifically our dopamine circuitry, reacts to these high stimulating activities or substances. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the addiction cycle. You over binge or over partake in something, our system then will crash us. It's a tolerance building system. But we got to understand what dopamine is. Dopamine is our exploration chemical. Dopamine is what motivates us to go towards things that are good. The problem is when our dopamine system can't tell the difference, in a sense, between a simulation and the real thing. So the result is, in one version, we get the dopamine hit, we get the motivation, we get the reward. But what do we not get? We don't get confidence. We don't get competence. We don't actually gain a skill set or anything that makes us more valuable as a human being. So the result is our motivation gets eaten away and we have nothing to show for it. So a dopamine detox is truly about changing our relationship to dopamine, not just chasing the first thing it wants to chase, because our dopamine system is very reactive. It wants the easiest path to satiate that reward system. So when we're going towards motivation, we need to specifically pair it time and time again with things that are sustainable dopamine. So here's the realistic bad news. But if you're already considering a dopamine detox, you're probably already aware of these things. Things that are considered quick fixes are typically going to be those dopamine spikes. Porn, gaming, gambling, social media, video games, DoorDash. All of those things that immediately put pleasure right in front of us with very little struggle or work on our part or any creative energy to accomplish that. So take a second. What is that for you? What are the things in your life that are quick gratification that you have very little tolerance for and you just go for the quick fix every single time? Is it food? Is it gaming? Is it stimulation? Is it a relationship? Is it sex? Is it going back to work because that's where we feel the most successful? What are the autopilot go-tos for dopamine that we're drawn to? So once you identify one of those things, and I recommend you only primarily identify one, That's what you're going to choose to do a 24-hour reset. You're going to pick that one behavior and you're going to, for the best of your ability, eliminate it for 24 hours. One of those things, no matter what it is. Yeah. Now, after that 24 hours and you've done, day one, identify it, day two, spend 24 hours, eliminate the behavior entirely. Notice what your brain does. Now, for the next, you're going to aim for kind of a week in this process. The next day is 3 through 7. Your goal is to actively replace whatever you should be getting with what's called a low dopamine activity. Low dopamine wins are going to be taking a walk or cooking one simple meal, take a cold shower, or play with some Legos or just build something. Seriously, Legos are amazing. They're one of the best ways to stimulate creative energy. They get us back in our body. I cannot recommend Legos or something like Legos enough. Honestly, in this case, you're building somewhat of a boring focus, something that's stimulating enough to be interesting, like walking outside and noticing nature, but not so boring that you're clawing your skin out. You want to have something that you can pay attention to. The goal isn't this deep meditation nothingness. The goal is to give yourself something simple to focus on, and almost like you're aggressively monotasking. And you're going to allow yourself to really savor that one thing. Now, hopefully at this point in a dopamine detox, if you've gone through day one, identify one behavior, day two, eliminate it for 24 hours, see how you feel. Days 3 through 7, continue to try to eliminate the behavior, but add aggressively in a low dopamine activity to try to replace it. You feel the need to go back to that, go to your go-to low dopamine behavior instead, see how you feel. Once you've done that for a week, the next following week, as you're continuing to try to do that, you want to try to pick, what is my end goal? Because getting rid of something in our life is not enough. We have to build somewhat of a why. Why is this important to me? Have I not been having enough attention? Have I not been present enough? Do I not feel like I have skill sets or productivity in my life that makes me feel proud? Or do I feel like I just want to build discipline? I need more self-respect. You're going to have to build a plan for yourself of what feels meaningful enough for me to keep doing this. What is my long-term satisfaction goal? So here are some of the benchmarks. If you're doing a dopamine detox correctly and you've kind of gone, maybe you've got a couple weeks into it and you're starting to tackle a few behaviors at a time, then you should hopefully feel improved focus. You should stop needing the constant noise and multitasking. You should be able to actually feel a little bit of excitement and joy about certain things. Porn and overstimulation becomes less interesting because you have other things that are genuinely interesting to you and you're looking forward to them. You start to feel a restlessness to really connect with people. Again, use the energy that comes with boredom and quiet space to give us what we're supposed to be getting, which is genuine connection with ourselves and with others. So it's not that dopamine is the enemy, it's that we're spiking it. And technology today has made that easier than ever, not only with the production of certain foods and substances, but also with media and technology, screen time. It's a lot. So we're dealing with somewhat of a new problem over the last 20 years. So no matter why you're curious about dopamine, it sounds like you just want to have a better life. And that's exactly what we're diving into. So I include a lot of this information in my book, Get Out of Your Head and Start Living, because a lot of that book is about getting out of your head and back into your body. It's amazing how getting into your physical body and out of your head is one of the best ways to beat addictive behaviors, because stress and trauma puts us in our head and takes us out of our body because our body is in that fight or flight response. So get out of your head and start living. The book chapters 5 and 6 really covers the addictive process. There's a list at the end of chapter 5, which is one of my favorite things to go back and look at, which is a list of sustainable dopamine practices. If you appreciate this content, any kind of interaction helps a ton. So a like, a subscribe, a comment, and especially give me some ideas of what you guys are looking for. So I hope this has been helpful. I love the topic of dopamine, especially dopamine detoxes. Let's rewire our relationship with dopamine. It's not about eliminating. We definitely want more dopamine and joy in our lives. We just got to make it sustainable. So I hope you guys find some joy out there, especially in the next week if you get this started, and I'll catch you next time.